Hello there. So I got a concerning message from Crawl to China. Uh, I can understand this mostly, but he said I had a pre-existing tinnitus, and when I came to maybe he had ADD medication. I'm not sure. And after some time, the as he changed his medication, maybe the tinnitus sound changed and it got higher in pitch, and it constantly makes him anxious and panicky, and it's constantly on his mind. And not only that, he also has hyperacusis, which is basically when any sound can make you very scared and uncomfortable, especially loud sounds. It's brutal. I have kids and a wife, and currently I'm in a psych ward to manage fear and anxiety because of tinnitus. I'm so sorry you're going through all that. I know it must be really difficult. Hopefully you're in good hands, and they're helping you to feel more comfortable. Sometimes when just you're in that really crisis point, I know it's so tough, and hopefully they're even giving you some medication at this point. I'm sure surely they are if you're in such a crisis point, but you can get better. And my job here on this channel, I believe, is just working with your thoughts about it and helping you to get some better ideas. I'm not a psychiatrist, or I just have been studying tinnitus for a while. I've had it. I was tortured by it. Not quite maybe as bad as you, but I can say I went 5 days with no sleep and months with like an hour or two every day. I was so worn out. Anxious every day. It was awful, and I had some other problems too. I had perhaps an enlarged heart from COVID, and it just freaked my shit out. So I'm better now. I still have tinnitus, but it's a lot better now. So I made that video the other day about piercing the armor, and this is what you have right now. You have this hyperacusis that wants to protect you from any loud noise. And I believe you genuinely, when you hear some noises, it can really make you uncomfortable. And you genuinely are always thinking about the tinnitus. So in this really, intense situation, it's going to take, you're going to have to start doing some baby steps to just like I made that video the other day about piercing the armor. Piercing the armor. You've got this armor around you that won't let you out of this hole. You've got to think about the tinnitus. You've got to, find some way out, and yet you're stuck inside. So your world is kind of small right now. And you've got to find a way to break out of the armor, and start getting to the outside again and being okay with it. So I would advise you to try to think about your beliefs about what's going on, and know that some of them currently are too extreme, and you don't have to think this way anymore. Some of the things that you're saying to yourself, you might even write them down. Let me read a little bit about what you said, and then let's just examine. It constantly makes me anxious and panicky. Even in the psych ward, I have a feeling at sometimes you feel a little bit okay. Maybe as you're watching my video and I laugh a little bit, maybe it makes you feel a little bit more warm and comfy. I hope so. And maybe there's some other things. We're going to have to find some ways to just give you a minute or 2 minutes of feeling a little bit okay, and then expand from there. So, and let me just read a little bit more. So we can increase the amount of time that you're not feeling anxious and panicky. We can do that, and you can do that. Let me see. And it's constantly on my mind, and that's the key right there. I'm sure there's some times while you're listening to me, you're a little bit more tuned into my voice than being worried about it. It may only be for a few seconds, but you're listening to me, you're trying to take it in. So I'm just trying to help you see what your brain is doing there. So we have to get you on some other thoughts. And it might not be easy, but we can do it. I love just choosing some activities that can occupy your mind and just trying your best to force yourself to do that activity. I remember I got a deck of cards, and do you know how to play solitaire? I played just game after game, one after the other, trying to focus on winning at solitaire. I even cheated. I cheated at solitaire, right? But I mean, I just trying to get through the game and match the cards and put it, and I just did that over and over again. And then I also got into drawing. Maybe you can get them to give you some pens and paper. And I used to copy paintings or I mean, I wasn't that good at drawing, but I got pretty good because I practiced a lot, because I didn't have anything else I could do because I was so panicky, like you. And I just drew things. Like I found some interesting drawings. Like you could look up anime if you like that, or cartoons. I drew some cartoon characters and copy them the best you can. But your brain has to start thinking about what you're drawing. And that's like another technique you can use to try to get your mind on anything else. I don't know if I can reverse this camera, but I think I can do something here. Another thing you can do to try to get because right now we're just trying to get your brain thinking about anything else, so you can sort of snap out of it a little bit. I think I can do this. Is this going to work? No, I don't think it's going to work. But basically, I have a book here. And maybe you could get them to give you a book. This is just Harry Potter. But I just want to, I know you know what a book is, but I just want to talk to you about what you can do with this book. This is Harry Potter. And I'm just looking at a miscellaneous page. And what I'm trying to do is force myself to read the book. So as I see the words, Ron, you know who and his fellow followers sent the dark mark into the air whenever they killed. And then for a moment, the worry and the anxiety starts to come back. But you just keep reading. And said Mr. Weasley, the terror inspired. Oh, terror is not a good word when you're terrorized, right? And you have no idea. You're too young. Just picture coming home. And see, I'm making myself keep reading. And what are you doing here? You're making your brain focus on this activity of reading the book. And you just keep doing it. And it'll start to interrupt that thing that's got you trapped right now, that armor that's around you. You're trying to get some new frequencies built back into your brain so that you can kind of work your way out again. So I'm not a professional psychologist or psychiatrist. I'm just telling you what I think if it were me in your situation. But I love these activities of drawing. What else did I say? Playing solitaire, reading, maybe studying a language. And your job is that you must memorize, say, 5 sentences in the language you're studying. And you're going to read the sentence over and over again and memorize all 5 sentences and do it again and again and again. And then go to 5 more sentences and do it again. So you can learn a language this way. I actually got really good at Chinese while I was sick from anxiety for a long time because of tinnitus. I studied every day and I can speak fluently now. So actually some good might come from this. So that's my immediate thought of how to pierce the armor that you're stuck in right now. You've got this thing holding you back and you can't stop thinking about it. So I gave you some things that hopefully you can learn to start to make your brain get in thinking about something else. Because if you just sit there and go, don't think about tinnitus, don't worry about sounds, you're going to do it, right? So you have to find some, I call them neutral activities, to coin a phrase, that sort of makes you think about that. Makes you think about that activity. And you just read that book. Open your mouth if you want and speak and read the book over and over again. And I think you might find as you start reading, even if you don't even know what you're reading, but you can just make your mouth move and keep speaking the words, you'll slowly be able to remember what you read and be able to focus on what you read and remember the story. You see what I mean? And your brain starts to get a grip again. So that's my advice. First, maybe listen to your doctor too, but if you get some different advice, you can hopefully find what's going to work best for you. And gosh, I hope you can get better soon. Your best wishes.